Hi guys, it's me, Saturday. This is probably the only time I'll post on a Saturday. I might do it later, but in the channel, but probably won't happen often. So this is sort of a special podcast episode here. So let's get into it. First, we got the killer being charged with the firing squad. Charlie Kirk's murderer. He's gonna get shot by a firing squad, and it's kind of ironic. He shot and killed someone, so he should have the same sort of fate, right? But I'm just glad that that the evil that he brought to this world is gonna be gone in his form, his devilish, his human form of the devil, which is this guy. He's like the devil. He wants to hurt people for reasons just like, oh, he has a different opinion than me, and his hate, like, he doesn't have very much hate for anybody. Hate is a strong word. You shouldn't hate anybody. And if you do hate somebody, you better have a darn good reason, because God said, love your enemies. So, but here's a thing. I seen this post online today. Said, would you vote for a gay president? And why? Why would you? Why would we vote for a gay president? Like, as long as he doesn't kiss his freaking dude partner on TV, and he's good with his job, I guess it's okay, but, you know, I just wouldn't like the idea of having a gay president. Because we've never really had one, and being a true American is being, you know, if you're a man, you're in love with girls, and if you're a girl and you're in love with a guy, like, that's simple. It's simple common sense. So, a true American wouldn't be gay. But just let me know in the comments down below if you would vote for a gay president. Me personally, with my beliefs, I would say I wouldn't, because there's got to be a better choice than a gay dude as a president. And if there isn't, then I guess I'll vote for him, but it would be very hard for me to want to vote for a gay guy as a president. And being gay has been around for such a long time, too, but it's just not right, you know? It's just not in our human nature. We're supposed to be straight. We're supposed to be real people that have real feelings for real opposites, because, you know, we are supposed to be attracted to our opposite gender, not our same gender. It's just stupid stuff. It's common sense. But when it comes to presidents, you have to vote for the one that not just your beliefs, but your values as what you want for a president. You can't just, like me, my values and beliefs are greatly saying don't vote for this dude if there was a gay president running. But you know, it's just stupid. If he's good with what he does, and he doesn't kiss his boyfriend on camera, I can live with it. Okay, if he actually makes America a good place, and he just has one little problem, which is he's gay, I guess I can live with it. You know, I could vote for him, but if there's any better choice, I wouldn't vote for him, because there's got to be a better choice than a gay president. But if there isn't, I guess I will vote for him. But there is just one problem, that is gay people are usually too afraid to show what they are, and if they are not afraid to show that they're gay, then I guess I can respect their beliefs, I guess, but I can't really respect the fact that they're gay. I can't respect the fact that a gay person wants to run for president. But, and have you seen this stupid girl, this stupid Democrat girl going around, and she's like, "Oh, I'm from the Bronx," but no, she lives like, what was it, like miles and miles from the Bronx. She didn't even grow up in the Bronx. She grew up in a town, and it's what is it, Yorktown or something? I have no idea. But she definitely didn't grow up in the Bronx, and she just laughing and being like, "Oh, I'm a Bronx girl. I could definitely be president." Like, you're lying to our faces every time you're saying that you're from the Bronx, and you're expecting us to be like, "Oh yeah, she lies, but hey, she's from the Bronx, right?" No. And being from the city and trying to be president sometimes is a bad thing. Like, city people don't understand what country people need. Like, us country folk, we need certain resources and laws to be enforced with this entire America, you know? Like, we wouldn't want to have a city person who only knows what the city people want as president. You have to be sort of in the middle with all of it. You gotta understand what everybody needs, and what everybody wants, and what everybody has to have. Like, country folk need seed. We need low prices. We need, just because most of us in this world are not very rich, not very not very wealthy, you know, you understand? Most of us aren't. We're just wealthy enough that we can pay for food, and pay for our needs, and pay for a little bit of our wants. That's basically what being like moderate wealthy is. It's like you only have enough money for what you need, and only a little bit of what you want you can have. But and sometimes that's just the lifestyle, and it's good, you know. You can't always have what you want, and that's a good thing. Now, before I hit the 10-minute mark talking about some worthless stuff, how about I get into something that we are all sick of, and that is abortion. Yep, you heard that right, folks. I am sick and tired of abortion. Sick of it. I don't know what makes people think that if you get an abortion, it's because you have to. Like, so, like, there's only like 100 darn cases of a million a year of it's life or death. You have to get an abortion, otherwise you're gonna die, and so will your baby. So why would you just murder what's inside of you because you want to? Like, you don't want it. You just don't care. You don't have the money. If you don't have the money and you get an abortion, that's just ridiculous in my opinion. You have to let human life happen, you know. You can't just completely abandon it. Like Charlie Kirk always said, human life begins at conception. It happens immediately, basically. Doesn't matter if there's a heartbeat. Doesn't matter if it's not hardly developed. It's already a human almost immediately. And no matter what you say, no matter what you think, it's always going to be the same, and always going to be the same, as in, you're always going to have a choice. If you ever get pregnant, if you're a woman and you get pregnant and you didn't want the baby, that doesn't give you any right to kill it. No right whatsoever. Don't get an abortion. That's murder. Abortion is murder. No matter how you look at it, it's murder. And if, like, you're forced to by somebody, tell them, I don't care what you say, I'm not gonna get an abortion, like that. But if you're a man and you get your darn girlfriend pregnant and she wants an abortion and you don't, you gotta tell her, like... So, all of us were probably on accident. We were all probably accidents, but we were good accidents. All human life is a good accident. And so, how would you feel if your mother, who conceived you and then was like, oh crap, I don't want this baby because it's an accident? How would you feel if you knew that your mother had a choice to abort you and she didn't? She didn't abort you because she loved you and she wanted to have a baby. And then you suddenly don't want to have a baby because you just don't want to, and like, I don't want to have a kid yet. That's no excuse. It doesn't matter. You're responsible for everything you do. And this is another thing that you have to be responsible for. If you don't want a baby, don't do it. Don't tangle if you don't want a baby, because, you know, anything can happen, no matter how you look at it. So, my take on abortion is murder. It's wrong all the time, no matter what happens. It's always wrong, unless you're in a life or death situation, which hardly ever happens. Unless it's a life or death situation, don't get an abortion no matter what. Just let human life happen. If you really don't want it, or, you know, you can't afford it or something, just give birth and then give it to an adoption center or something. But I wouldn't even recommend that. Like, I would recommend you keep your child. But, so that's my take. If you've reached to here, leave some... How about you guys comment your favorite video game in the comments? And it's pretty sad that I haven't seen any comments, like, in my past videos, like, oh, yeah, my favorite color is red, my favorite animal is something, you know. It's just sad that you guys don't watch till the end, even if you're a subscriber, so. If you've made it to here, like, subscribe, leave a comment what your favorite video game is, and I'll see you next time, guys.